Welcome back to the channel where we break down the latest updates in the crypto world, analyze market trends, and give you insights you won't get anywhere else. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most talked about projects right now, MONAD. If you've been following the crypto space lately, you know that things are starting to heat up, the market sentiment is shifting, altcoins are starting to move again, and MONAD in particular has been showing some fascinating developments. So, whether you're a seasoned trader, a casual investor, or just curious about what's going on, stick around because we're going to cover everything: price action, market dominance, TVL updates, Bitcoin correlations, and what could come next for this rising star. This is not financial advice. Please do your own research before making any decision. Let's start with the numbers. Monad is currently trading at around 2.9 cents, which represents a solid 10% increase compared to both Bitcoin and USD valuations. This bump has pushed its market capitalization back above $300 million, which is quite significant for a relatively new project. The 24-hour trading volume is hovering around $313 million, indicating strong interest and activity in the market. For a coin like Monad, which is still in its early stages, that's pretty substantial. It shows that traders and investors are starting to pay attention and are willing to put capital behind it. One of the key metrics I always watch is TVL, or total value locked. For Monad, the TVL has reached a new all-time high of about $263 million. What's fascinating here is that even during periods when the overall crypto market was relatively quiet, with low activity and weak sentiment, the TVL for Monad was slowly but steadily climbing. This tells us that there's genuine adoption and interest in the ecosystem, not just hype around the token price. Now, as the broader market begins to pick up, you're seeing more on-chain activity. Monad's newer coin status, limited token unlocks, and growing usage are combining to create upward pressure on the price. This kind of organic growth is exactly what investors like to see because it's not purely speculative. It's backed by ecosystem development. In the short term, there's a lot of excitement around Monad. If the overall crypto market continues to rise, the token could see further gains. Of course, in the long term, there are considerations like token unlock schedules, which could impact supply dynamics months down the line. But for now, the momentum is real. It's important to highlight that while some people may be hesitant to jump in right now, ignoring the fundamentals would be a mistake. Monad's ecosystem growth, rising TVL, and the absence of major resistance levels all suggest that the coin is in a prime position for a breakout, if market conditions cooperate. Looking at the market dominance charts, we've seen some interesting moves. Recently, the dominance of Bitcoin has pulled back, creating more breathing room for altcoins like Monad. This is encouraging because a weaker Bitcoin dominance often signals that money is flowing into altcoins, potentially boosting their performance. Speaking of Bitcoin, it's had a solid start to the year, recently retesting highs around $91,000. However, keep in mind that weekends tend to see more market manipulation, largely because CME futures are closed. Despite this, Bitcoin has been moving steadily upward, maintaining a stable range near 89-90K, which provides a supportive backdrop for altcoins to perform. For Monad specifically, the correlation with Bitcoin isn't perfect, but a rising Bitcoin certainly helps fuel altcoin growth, especially when dominance is retreating. Let's break down some of the critical price points for Monad. Back on December 20th, the token was around 1.7 cents. Anyone who bought at that level is now seeing roughly 80% gains, which is impressive for a project that's barely been on the market for over a month. Since then, Monad has tested several resistance points, including 2.6 cents, and now approaching the psychological 3-cent mark. The next key resistance level is 3.3 cents. If it breaks above this, the token could potentially gain another 17% in value in a relatively short period, especially if trading volumes continue to increase. The beauty of Monad right now is that there isn't much resistance above this level. Combined with market momentum, this makes it a high-potential, high-risk coin. But for those monitoring carefully, it's an exciting opportunity. One of the standout features of the current market activity is volume growth. Monad's trading volume has surged along with price action, suggesting strong buying interest. For a token valued at $300 million, this level of activity is notable. When you compare Monad to other altcoins over the past 2 weeks, you'll notice that it has outperformed many peers in terms of percentage gains. This shows that despite being new, Monad is catching attention, and more investors are starting to see its potential. Now, let's talk about risk, because it's crucial. Monad's gains have been impressive, but we need to remember that the coin is still young. The market is volatile and highs can be short-lived. If you're holding positions and already seeing 80% gains, it may be wise to scale out profits gradually. Don't let greed drive your decisions. Crypto markets are notorious for rapid reversals, and managing risk is just as important as identifying opportunities. For new investors, the key is to watch for confirmations, like Bitcoin breaking above critical resistance levels around $90, $800, and altcoin dominance trends. These indicators can help guide whether you stay in, add more, or scale out. Looking ahead, the potential for Monad is promising. If current trends continue, TVL growth, rising volume, weak Bitcoin dominance, and market momentum, the token could retest or even surpass previous highs. For context, Monad's all-time highs represent a roughly 68% upside from current levels. While that's a significant jump, it's not unrealistic, especially given the current market conditions and the project's fundamentals. However, it's important to balance optimism with caution. Markets can be unpredictable, and unexpected events can cause sharp corrections. Keeping a level head, using stop losses if trading, and taking profits strategically are all part of a sound approach. Let's recap the most important points from today's Monad update. Price action currently at 2.9 cents, up 10%, with strong market capitalization above $300 million. TVL growth, new all-time high of $263 million showing ecosystem adoption. Market dynamics, weak Bitcoin dominance and rising altcoin momentum create an ideal environment. Critical levels, key resistances at 3 cents and 3.3 cents with potential gains of 17% if broken. Volume momentum, increasing trading volume indicates growing interest and potential for further upward movement. Risk consideration, young project, volatile market, manage risk, scale out profits, don't get greedy. Outlook, all-time highs are achievable if momentum continues. Monitor BTC and dominance for confirmation. So there you have it, a comprehensive update on Monad. This is one of the most exciting altcoins right now, combining early-stage growth with increasing market attention. Remember, crypto is unpredictable, but by staying informed, watching the charts, and managing your risks, you can position yourself to take advantage of potential opportunities. Thanks for watching. Hit like and subscribe for more daily crypto insights. Catch you in the next one. Stay crypto smart.